What the hell? Oh, there we go. Now it's loading up.
We'd like to welcome back all of our viewers as we have the Boston Celtics against the Philadelphia 76ers in this one as we have the 3 versus the 6
I
seed
don't know why I
matchup.
couldn't believe that. How
Will
much it
be
just was.
coming live from Boston. On our announcing crew, we have Big Game Broad on our play-by-play, our sideline reporter, R. Hayes, and myself, Big Jake. As we start here, Big Game, what do you think the keys to the game are for each team?
Uh, well, if I'm the 76ers, obviously you got two superstars in Embiid and Simmons. I think it's important for both of those guys to get their healthy dose of the ball. But in my opinion, their scores in Alec Burks and Josh Richardson, are going to be their keys to try and sneak out a game one victory in Boston. For the Celtics, you obviously have an up and coming star in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, but you have a nice clutch point guard in Kemba Walker, cardiac Kemba, and I think in this series you're going to see Kemba Walker really succeed against the 76ers defense.
You know, I was one of those who actually was very against Jaylen Brown's contract, but this season has really proved even to be a potential all-star of the future for the Celtics, and I think that contract was well worth it. We'll see if he can prove it in the playoffs tonight. Simmons and Embiid both are coming off injuries, and it seems as though they're both ready for the playoffs. There hasn't been a lot of success in Philadelphia, especially with the Jimmy Butler trade in the past, but they did trade for Tobias Harris, and he has re-signed a huge
That's a
deal, 5 years, 180 million. So we'll see how he reacts for the playoffs.
We have game three of the night here. We've seen two upsets so far in game ones of the first round of the playoffs. Will we see another here as the 76ers, the sixth seed, head into Boston to play the three-seeded Celtics?
Seems as if we're getting ready for the opening tip here. Now this is going to be a key matchup for Al Horford, as this is his former team who he was actually considered the leader of, even with Kyrie Irving on the team. How do you think he reacts in this important game one of the series in Boston?
Well, I think he'll try and help out the 76ers as much as he can, game planning and everything, but Brad Stevens is a very smart coach, so I think Brad Stevens will be able to work around that. As you see, Tobias Harris takes a turnaround fadeaway shot for the first game, and Embiid picks up a quick first foul 10 seconds into the game. A very questionable foul for Embiid to start this game.
Yeah, he's got to be careful here, especially if the only bright spot is the Celtics don't really have an inside presence, as Daniel Tice more of a running to the hoop type guy. Oh, and Embiid
Oh,
swats
and
that one
Embiid
away. Tice
swats
seems
Gordon Hayward
to
away as
be more of a pick and pop option unless he's coming off an alley oop, but Enes Kanter sometimes comes down low in the post.
Gordon Hayward were passing the ball in this inbound play.
Oh, Daniel Tice was wide open on that one. Questionable missed pass on that.
Oh, a mid-range J for Jason Tatum, and he sinks it. A up-and-coming star in this league.
You
See,
know,
Simmons quite the height advantage over Kemba Walker. Now they're switched, and Al Horford. Oh, and a turnover by Simmons, picked away by Jason Tatum,
you
who
know
takes
that's
himself.
that's gonna be one of the
Misses a
easiest
layup.
for the Celtics. They can easily switch off some of those, as Kemba Walker is going to be a mismatch on most of their guards and small forwards. So Tatum can come on Ben Simmons, and it'll be an easy switch.
And Ben Simmons, obviously, so good with both his right and left hand being whatever that word is, epidemics. What is it? What's it called? When you can do both with your right
Oh,
and left hand.
yeah.
Ambidextrous.
Yes, yes. Thank you, R. Hayes. Jason Tatum down low on the block. Al Horford guarding him. Kicks it out to Jaylen Brown.
And
Oh, who takes
swatted
it in?
again.
Embiid picked up his second block of the game, less than 2 minutes in. And here goes Tobias Harris to the hoop.
Another
And he
miss by
can't
Tobias
finish.
Harris. Gordon Hayward's going to be another key in the series for the Celtics, as that huge deal he signed and then had that devastating injury to start the year last year. He's going to be important for this series as he's had a great rebound year for the Celtics.
Yeah, he will be a key as a nice third or fourth option with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kemba Walker. We'll see how he rolls in the series because they will need him to step up and have a big game or two.
Tobias Harris with
another
a
runner, offensive board.
questionable start here, but does get fouled.
And sinks the first free throw. And hits them both.
Quick timeout by the Celtics.
Quick timeout.
'76ers offense hasn't even been that good to start, but it seems as though Tobias Harris has been taking the majority of the shots. You'd like to see Embiid get involved, as he's already had 2 blocks and a rebound on defense.
And I do think that you'll start to see Embiid get the ball down on the block with how he's played defensively so far. He should have Tatum here for a nice 3. Oh, he decides not to pull. Oh,
Another
pull that
mid-range,
one though.
and he makes
Oh,
that
and he
one.
drains it. Jason Tatum 2 for 2 on the day.
It seems as though Ben Simmons could easily blow by Kemba Walker every time, or at least post him up, but the Celtics will probably have someone help off of that. That's the easy steal
turnover
for
there
Tatum.
by Tobias Harris. Richardson, good defender, and he stops Jaylen Brown from scoring.
Oh,
and
then
then
throws it into
off
Brown's
Jaylen
back. Wow, Tobias is really spamming shots here, as he's only been fouled once. Besides that, he's struggled 0 for 5 here to start.
Jason Tatum with the ball at the top of the key. Down to 3 seconds on the shot clock. Oh, he pulls back in a difficult jumper, and that one's off. Ben Simmons with the board.
Seems as though the 76ers are controlling the rebound game so far to start, though.
Well, with Embiid on Tice, you'd believe. And a nice bucket there by Embiid, just as we talked about before. I figured Embiid would be getting the ball down low, and that time he did, and he put it in.
Seemed as though that shot almost got tipped, but he somehow got to go through. And Kemba with the fadeaway.
Step back. Oh,
another rebound.
And Embiid with another board. The Celtics cannot get much going here on offense. It's been Jason Tatum and nothing else. So Tobias Harris 3, and that one was out. Tobias Harris feeling like he's back in his Orlando days, just hucking up shots.
You know, Brett Brown's really got to talk to him in a timeout soon. You got to give it to Embiid and Simmons here if they're your 2 stars.
And there's a foul right there by Josh Richardson and Gordon Hayward to go to the line. As you saw in that last picture, Tobias Harris now 0 for 6 from the field with 2 points on 2 free throws.
76ers easily could have taken a huge lead in this first quarter. Now here comes some of their key bench players. In a key trade, GM Elton
Alec
Brand
Burks with a fadeaway.
traded for Alec Burks and Glenn Robinson from the Warriors. The Warriors were rebuilding with their injuries they had, and they looked to trade their 2 players that performed really well on 1-year deals. And there it is, a mid-range by Alec Burks.
You see Enes Kanter's jumped in the game along with Ben Wanamaker.
Seems as though Enes Kanter's just walking down the court.
Grant Williams has also checked in the game, as has Marcus Smart.
And here we go. This could be a matchup. Could possibly get feisty in this series. Enes Kanter versus Embiid in the post could be questionable.
To Grant Williams. No good. You see Korkmans brings the ball up here for the 76ers.
Now, he's someone who's going to be a key bench player. The 76ers have been told all year that they haven't really had that great of a bench, but Korkmaz has had some key 30-point games throughout the year. Oh, what a block.
And a block right there by Alec Burks.
And Embiid, another block. Oh, my.
It looks like the Celtics will bring it back out to hold for the last shot here in the first quarter, down by 4. Marcus Smart with a mid-range J and no. Embiid with the board, and Korkmaz, I believe, hooks up a deep
Oh,
three from three-quarters court and almost rims in, but it does not. And Boston down 4 at home at the end of the first quarter.
only scoring 6 points in this first quarter. That's not the offense they need to see.
Embiid, though, did play that whole first quarter, so we will see if the Celtics try to drive in the paint a little bit more with Al Horford in the game.
Seems as though Embiid is actually staying in the game as he is on fire. His first quarter defense and even his hook shot he made has really kept the 76ers leading this one.
Well, you got to think Brett Brown is one of those
Oh
coaches
my,
that'll
that's
ride the
his
hot
fourth
hand.
block of the
Oh,
game.
Embiid
We're
just
only in the
sent that one
second
into the
quarter.
second row of the stands.
As our announcer, Big Game, said, it's going to be really tough when Embiid comes out of this game. Al Horford might have to move in at center.
And Wanamaker with a nice up and under bucket there. Pull the Celtics within 2 here. 5:35 left in the second quarter. Oh, and Thibault gets it poked away. I believe that's Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart on the breakaway
Oh,
and
and he
throws down
throws
a
it down.
two-handed dunk. And this game is tied up at 10.
You know, it's going to be rough for Embiid. I know this is the playoffs, but with his injuries and even minutes restrictions, nice shot by Thibault there. It's going to be hard for him to play this entire first half almost, but we should see him be taken out here. The fact that the Celtics are only down 2 here, shooting 24% is a great sign for them.
Borkmans and Thibault will hit the bench here for the 76ers. They'll bring in Shake Milton and Glenn Robinson III.
If you have to pick a key bench player, oh, that's 5 blocks and a rebound. If you have to
Embiid is having his way.
pick a key bench player for the 76ers and the Celtics, who do you think it is in this series, Big Game?
Well, I'll give you one from each team. I think Shake Milton is one, as we both saw. He is a very underrated scorer.
Oh, and he
in
gets
this league
swatted.
and can score the bucket as he gets swatted there. And for the Celtics, I think it's Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart obviously brings the energy and the hype to the Celtics team. He's known as partially a dirty player, but in reality, he's a real scrappy player and a great defender. And this year, more than in years past, he can put the ball in the bucket, which he needs to continue to do if he wants to be a legit NBA player.
Yeah, with his three-point shooting this year, he's improved it greatly. And he wants to be known as more of a defensive player of the year. Oh, how
and
did
the answer by
Wanamaker
Ben
hit that
Wanamaker.
one? Speaking of Marcus
The
Smart,
answers.
we have our sideline reporter, R. Hayes, with some comments about Marcus Smart. R. Hayes?
Thanks, Big Jake. I've had the privilege over the year to cover a lot of Boston Celtics games, and there's always been one player to stand out to me, and that's Marcus Smart. Now, I can't cuss on live air, but he is one of the biggest a-holes out there. Back to you, Big Jake.
Thank you, R. Hayes. We appreciate that, Porres. Robert Williams with the and one. Now here's another
After
guy.
a
The
steal by Ben
Celtics.
Wanamaker.
Wanamaker's really showing up well. Robert Williams was actually someone the Celtics were very high on, but then he was late to many practices. And it seems as though he's actually panned out so far, is coming on as a more of a bench role when Enes Kanter gets tired.
And many people remember Robert Williams from the University of Texas A&M. He had that major windmill dunk in the NCAA tournament a couple years ago.
Oh, and that shot somehow rolls out. If you're the 76ers here, though, with how Embiid's playing and you're still down by 1, something's got to change. You need to be at least up by 6 at half.
Ben Simmons shows off his versatility there again between his right and left hand, that time with a nice righty floater lay-in. Gives the 76ers the lead again here in this close matchup in game one.
Oh, there's a
Robert Williams
mismatch.
gets inside post and puts it down. A nice lay-in. Glenn Robinson the third out of position there. Not really a post defender. But again, we have not seen Joel Embiid here for about 3-4 minutes because he did play that whole first quarter and started the second quarter. Tobias Harris with another tough shot, and he misses again.
That is 0 for 7. You heard that one right. 0 for 7. Tobias Harris and
and the lob. Oh.
Kemba throws that one away.
Kemba misses Robert Williams on a possible lob opportunity.
Simmons going right past Kemba. Ooh, if you're the
That's a Shake
76ers
Milton.
here, that's already 3 times now that they've caught the ball a bit deep on a wide open 3. You'd like to see him more closer to the line. Oh, and a turnover by Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris having an absolute meltdown here in game one. And a nice finish there by Jaylen Brown. Puts the Celtics up 3. Kemba Walker will pick up a foul there. Their first under 2 minutes.
And that'll be the only foul to give for the 76ers there. As the next foul put the 76ers in bonus. There's a good pass by Simmons, and that is no good.
Robert Williams with a nice board there. Oh, and Daniel Tice gets loose and will throw down the one-hand jab on a pass from Kemba Walker.
This is now a 5-point game. 76ers really got to get something going here. Embiid will probably start the second half, but... Oh, and that's swatted by Daniel Tice. What a block.
As you see, Glenn Robinson III will get taken out for Korkmaz in the final minute of this second quarter. Get into Simmons here. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Tobias Harris breaks open. Tobias Harris has yet to make a shot this game, I believe.
He's going to be forced to take another shot, and that is
and
out.
That one rims out.
That is 0 for 8. Tobias Harris is struggling. And Tatum posterizes and one!
Korkmaz gets posterized and picks up a foul as Tatum throws it down to get the and one and pull Boston up 7 with the possibility of going up 8 here with 40 seconds left in this second quarter. And he does. Celtics up 8, 40 seconds left in this first half in TD Garden.
You really need to see an answer sometime. Oh, and there it is, a floater by Simmons. Oh, he wanted and one.
Oh, he probably should have gotten and one there. That was a missed call there by the refs.
Celtics should look to hold the ball here and only leave about 4 seconds for the 76ers. Here comes Tatum off a screen. Oh, no, this is not looking good for 76ers.
It's a 9-point lead with 9.8 left here in the second quarter.
Celtics were truly struggling to start the game, but they're up 9 now at halftime. Unless
Tobias Harris takes a deep, deep 3 and misses again.
And Tobias Harris,
unbelievable, and 0 for 9 or 0 for 10 here in the first half.
We may be seeing a possible playoff record breaking for most straight misses tonight if this continues.
This is something, if you're a Tobias Harris fan, this is something you want to close your eyes for because this is something you do not want to see.
Let's see those halftime stats. The 76ers are shooting 33% at halftime, and the Celtics are shooting 41%. Now, if you're down 9 as the 76ers, you're about shooting 33% most of the first half, but the Celtics were shooting 24% at one point. So that's a big miss on the 76ers side.
You saw that big change come at the end of the first quarter and the start of the second quarter when the Celtics kind of went on their run. And you see there, rebounding advantage goes to the 76ers. The assist advantage goes to the Celtics. Steals goes to the Celtics. And the blocks, with 5 blocks by Embiid leads the game.
Seems like we're going to be starting the second half here soon. As we come back here to the game, the Celtics are up 28-19 with a 9-point lead. Jason Tatum, after that posterizing dunk, really took over this one.
You'll see if Joel Embiid's defense can get the 76ers back into this. Had 5 blocks. Oh, and there, Tobias Harris with a quick steal. Maybe the 76ers defense as a whole will get him back in. Ben Simmons throws down a nice tomahawk dunk, left-handed.
That's really the start they needed for this one.
I think you'll see Kemba Walker take a few more shots here in the second half. And there's another block, the first non-Embiid block for the 76ers. Simmons, a lob to Joel Embiid. A big finish. A slam jam by Joel Embiid. Throws it down one-handed. And back-to-back jams by the 76ers.
Celtics need to answer here after a huge momentum by the 76ers to start this one. Oh, what a
Tatum,
finish through the
Tatum
contact.
does it.
No foul
finishes.
there. Easily could have been called.
You see now the three stars in this game have come out and scored all the points here in the second half. Simmons with a jam, Embiid with a slam, and Tatum with a nice layup.
Great pass by Ben Simmons there.
Al Horford on the finish there.
Oh, Kemba gets a lot of
there's
space, but
Kemba.
misses that one.
Misses.
Embiid's wide open. That's
Again,
another
and Embiid
slam.
with another slam.
Uh-oh.
Embiid and Simmons have found
he's
their
wiping
tempo.
off his shoulders. Seems to be looking at the Celtics bench.
He better watch himself. They're still down 3 here in this game. Oh, and a block by Horford as the 76ers are having a block party. Embiid with 5 in the first half, and now as a team have 2 quickly in the second half.
Embiid is being doubled. What a pass. Tobias Harris finally
there it is,
scores
Tobias Harris
on a
with his
field goal.
first bucket of the game.
That will make him 1 for 10, and I think he avoids that most playoff field goal misses in a row.
And the lead has quickly been shredded to 1 here for Boston, and Brad Stevens cannot be happy with his starters.
You really have to point to the 76ers defense, which has been up and down the whole year. That was one of their key pieces in last year's run and the year before, but this year's been kind of questionable without Jimmy Butler. Oh, another
Brown
block!
with a tough shot, blocked by Thibault.
Wow.
And there, almost another block by Embiid, but that one grazes off the rim.
Simmons shoots a
Simmons able
fadeaway.
to turn around. As both teams now trying to play with the up-tempo kind of offense. 76ers, it's worked, but for Boston, Boston just needs to get a good shot here. And that's going to be a good shot. Jaylen Brown breaks down the 76ers defense and throws down a jam.
Seems Mike Scott was just turned around there. He didn't really know where he was on the court. Questionable shot by
Jaylen Brown,
Thibault.
no good. And it's Cantor at the board. Marcus Smart driving on Ben Simmons and Embiid there. Oh, gets it up over him, and Simmons grabs the board after the miss by Marcus Smart.
Thibault off the
Here
screen.
comes
He's
Thibault
not
with the
shooting the
three.
wide
Wow.
open three. Gotta give
Thibault,
it to
a decent
Embiid.
three-point shooter as well.
You'd expect them to give it to Embiid with the shot clock running. Great defense by Jaylen Brown. Oh, and he gets the rebound.
Embiid,
Almost
board.
looked like he was going to throw
and
down
almost
a
gets the
tip
and
slam
one.
there. Free throws down and good.
Embiid really heating up here in the second half.
You know, if the 76ers don't come out of this one, you got to blame the others in this game besides Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. Both of them have showed up in this one. It seems the real concern over the having no bench for the 76ers is truly the issue right now.
Well, I think you add on that bench with Tobias Harris, and you really got a 1-2 punch with about nothing else after that. Grant Williams with a nice spin move down low.
And he
Can't get
can't
it to go.
finish. Oh, Joel Embiid looks open on that one. They missed that pass.
Surprised you have not seen any Joel Embiid threes here. But he'll break down the defense in this one and get another layup. And that gives Philadelphia the lead. A 14-4 run here in this third quarter. And Philadelphia is now up 1.
You know, after watching that Utah Thunder game, huge third quarter runs have been the key tonight. And as the away team, that's really key going to the fourth quarter. And that's another block.
Oh, and another block. 6
Wow.
blocks for Joel Embiid. I believe
and he
that
is
now
clapping
9.
at the crowd.
That is 9. That is 9 for the game for the 76ers. And the Celtics have to call another timeout. Brad Stevens cannot be thrilled with this third quarter, as his offense has been stagnant and his defense has allowed Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons to both get cooking.
Now, there's one issue with this. If the 76ers decide to leave Joel Embiid in here, he's going to have to rest till about 2 or 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And with how hot he's been, can the 76ers survive a Celtics run with their bench?
Oh, Jason Tatum with a nice mid-range jumper fadeaway. Gets it to go. Give the Celtics the lead again.
Embiid has an interesting matchup here. Robert Williams is on him, and that seems like very undersized. Oh, Embiid with the rebound.
Oh, and he gets absolutely hacked by Robert Williams there. They are not allowing Embiid to really get some good looks at the basket. They're either going to foul him or he's just throwing down lobs or dunks.
Misses the second free throw as this game remains tied. This could be a mismatch
Marcus
here.
Smart.
Shake Milton is guarding Robert Williams in the post, but they switch back.
Get to Grant Williams, and Al Horford grabs the board. 30 seconds left here in this third quarter. Korkmaz with the ball. Well, beat with
Now
Marcus
that's a
Smart on him,
mismatch
and this
there.
is not
Oh,
what
he
you
takes
wanna
the
see
fadeaway.
here,
Oh,
and cannot get it to go.
I know
The
Embiid
Celtics
likes the
should hold for the
fadeaway.
last shot here.
I know Embiid likes the fadeaway, but he really needs to get into Marcus Smart there and try to create some contact at least, or go for a hook shot.
Ben Wanamaker with a little fadeaway does not get to go, and that's the end of the third quarter. We are knotted up at 34, heading into the fourth quarter here of Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. 3 versus 6 seed. Got the State Farm assist of the game here. A great pass from Ben Wanamaker. I believe that was Robert Williams that finished that.
As we start here, this game's all tied up at 34. This fourth quarter is going to determine the game. Seems as this will be an opportunity for Tobias Harris to really step up without Horford, without Embiid and Simmons. This is going to be the time to shine right now. Oh, Kemba
quick
misses a
turnover there.
layup.
Now a miss by Kemba. Both teams a little sloppy here to start this fourth quarter.
Oh, Tobias Harris
right there by
misses
Daniel
another
Tice.
block.
Oh, another block. Daniel Tice says, "Not in my house." Back-to-back blocks, giving the Celtics their first 2 blocks of the game.
Robert
Kemba Walker
Williams
down low.
and
Robert Williams
one.
and one. Al Horford picks up
Oh,
his
he
first
is pumping
foul.
up the crowd right now. Seems the Celtics fans are getting into this one. Let's rewatch
Robert
this
Williams,
one.
their third string center. Robert Williams has stepped up here. He has played Embiid decently well. He's played Al Horford well, and he's played pretty well on the offensive end.
It's exactly what the Celtics need, especially since Tatum's really been the only one who showed up to this one. Tobias Harris was wide open on that one, but misses the. Takes a fade.
Ben Simmons with a little fadeaway, rolls out halfway
This is
down.
surprising.
Gordon Hayward with the board.
Embiid and Ben Simmons are already in here.
And
And the Celtics
Kemba Walker
going on a little run.
gets the and one, and Tobias Harris picks up a foul.
This is not the start you need out of the fourth quarter for the 76ers after that huge third
and a
quarter.
missed free throw by Kemba Walker. You don't see that very often.
Another mistake by Tobias
away.
Harris. This might be an all-time low for Tobias Harris's games in his lifetime, as he's 1 for 11 in this one, and I believe he has 2 or 3 turnovers as well.
And that is why he got criticized. That's why the 76ers got criticized a little bit this offseason for signing him to that max contract extension. Gordon Hayward hooks up a deep three and does not get to go.
You know, as we point out another key, Gordon Hayward's another one of those who, yes, he's had a good rebound year, but he's only has 2 points tonight on 0 of 5 shooting. Those are both your third or fourth stars on your team, and you're hoping they would show up.
Tobias Harris with a nice finish there with his left hand. Gets his second bucket of the game. I believe he's up to 6 points now.
As you just saw the field goal percentage, the Celtics is actually taking 5 more shots right now. That's as a result of some turnovers by 76. And that's a great block and the rebound.
With a block. The 76ers are up to double digits in blocks now. With Embiid, I believe, has 6 of them.
Tobias Harris, another
Tobias
turnover. This
Brown's
could get
gonna come
ugly.
down and
Another
throw it down
throwdown.
One-handed. A 5-point lead for Boston here with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
We see Embiid dribbling up the ball instead of Simmons, as they do not trust Tobias Harris right now after those turnovers.
Ben Simmons with a posterizer. Around the clock corkscrew on Gordon Hayward.
Watch the language.
Whoa.
And Ben Simmons is now on fire as well.
Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid have really kept the 76ers afloat in this game.
Simmons could easily blow by here, but decides, yes, he will. Another dunk, and he hates on the rim.
Ben Simmons up to 12 points. All of his points coming within the paint because he cannot shoot the ball. But between him and Embiid, they're having no problem staying in this game. Down 1, 2:32 left. Boston takes another timeout.
And as we know with the new NBA rules, the Celtics actually only have 1 timeout remaining now as we're under 3 minutes to go. Your timeouts go down to 2, so that could be a questionable move by
it's not guaranteed
Brad
anymore,
Stevens.
man. We've had plenty of these.
You know, the defense is going to be the key for the 76ers. If they could keep up what they've done most of the game, this is going to be a big problem for the Celtics. And Brett Brown's brought in Thibault for some defensive purposes. Another block! Or was that tipped? Not sure on that one.
Embiid. Either way, Embiid making his presence known defensively there, making Jaylen Brown take a tough shot.
Celtics crowd starting to stand on their feet for this one.
As we are under 2 minutes now here in game 1 of the 3-versus-6 round 1 matchup.
Don't know what Tobias Harris is
tough
doing
shot.
on that shot, as Thibault had a great cut and he seemed to ignore. What a steal by
Ben
Simmons!
Simmons with the steal.
He is going all the way. Another reverse dunk. That is
my
3
Lord.
huge dunks by Ben Simmons in this one.
Ben Simmons has taken over this game. Joel Embiid took it over in the first half, but they were down. Now Ben Simmons has taken over in this fourth quarter, and he has gotten the 76ers the lead. Can the Celtics answer?
Great defense
and a tough shot by
Embiid.
Kemba Walker. My Lord. Here comes Tobias Harris. You see Ben Simmons calling for the ball because he
Oh,
knows he's been the
alley-oop,
go-to man.
boom,
He
and
throws
it's
a
a
lob to
dunk!
Embiid. And
Oh
it's now a
my!
3-point lead for Philadelphia. What a turn of events.
This is the key possession here. They don't need to go for a 3. They could look for a quick 2 if need be.
Yeah, but who do you go to here?
I'd go to Jason Tatum with how well he's been shooting, but you might see a double team. Wow,
Oh, Gordon
great
Hayward
shot
knocks down
by
a
him.
mid-range jumper. A clutch shot there. Gordon Hayward hits his first bucket of the game late, and it's a big one to cut the lead to 1 with 57.3 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
If you're Brett Brown here, what kind of play are you drawing up for the 76ers?
Well, I think your first play, I dropped 2 plays here. My first play would definitely to get Ben Simmons either in the post or Ben Simmons in a pick and roll situation where he can get going to the basket and try to throw down a dunk. My other situation would be Joel Embiid. You get Joel Embiid on the block, depending on who's in the game, whether it's Enes Kanter or Daniel Tice, and you see if they double. And if they double, you pop it out for 3. If they don't double, you leave it in Embiid's hands to try and finish and put a dagger in the Celtics.
Well, it seems as though the teams are coming back onto the court. This is going to be a huge possession offensively for the 76ers to close this game out. We'll see if there's any double teaming on Simmons or Embiid on this one. Oh, that's a good screen by Embiid. See if he can get open.
Well, they tried to set the pick and roll, but
through
Simmons got by. Brad Stevens needs to switch that matchup of Kemba Walker and Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons has exposed Kemba Walker here in this fourth quarter.
Thought about the fadeaway. Oh, he had Jason Tatum wide open on that one. Wow.
Now you're looking at an 8-second differential between Dame
And
and Shaq.
Ben Simmons has taken over this fourth quarter.
Puts a dagger in it. A 14-4 run in the last 3:34, and it's a 5-point game. And we are looking at possible another upset here in day 1.
It's been unbelievable for the away teams tonight. If you had to choose a player of the game so far for this one, who are you going between Embiid or would you go Ben Simmons in this one?
Well, it's tough. I would say Joel Embiid started the game so well in the first quarter with his blocks, but you need a clutch player that comes in clutch time. Oh, and Embiid!
Oh my
block.
goodness! How many blocks does
Embiid.
he have in this one?
But I think Ben Simmons has to be your player of the game with how he's come down in the stretch run and put in bucket after bucket.
If you're the Celtics in this one, you got to look at the other guys, as we discussed with the 76ers. It's really been Tatum versus Embiid and Simmons. The fact that Tatum's kept them in this game was impressive, but once Ben Simmons took over in the fourth, you knew it was over. Kemba Walker's really the disappointment of this one. And that's another block.
Another block by Embiid.
Folks, we might have 10-block game for Joel Embiid. We're going to have to check in on that.
Philadelphia ends up with a 7-point road victory in Game 1 over Boston in TD Garden. Our third upset in round 1 of the day. All lower seeds have won the 3 games so far today. As they're interviewing Al Horford after the game, a very questionable person to interview, but that's not us. That's not our job. So we gotta stay away.
That's why we have great sideline reporters like Art Hayes here who can get Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons after the game. All right, here we go. We have our post-game show as we'll check out the box score. Now we're actually going to start with the Celtics here. As you can see, Jason Tatum was really the key piece for the Celtics, and you can't have Robert Williams scoring 8 points off the bench, and look how well he played, and yet you're losing the game by 7 points. What do you think about this?
Well, I think something you have to look at here is the plus-minus. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, -11 and -10. You look at Robert Williams off the bench with a +9. Gordon Hayward with a -15 and 1 for 7 shooting. And between Kemba Walker and Gordon Hayward, you have 6 points. And Kemba Walker shot 1 for 12. I mean, are you kidding me? Out of a star point guard, an all-star point guard, you cannot have that.
You know, the biggest mistake here I see is let's look at the starting lineups plus-minus overall. Daniel Tice, -12. Kemba Walker, -9. Gordon Hayward, -15. And as you said, Jaylen Brown, -10, -11. There's no one in the plus. Robert Williams and Wanamaker clearly showed up for this one. As we go over the 76ers, look at this monster performance. This is 6-minute quarters, folks. 17, 16, and 8 blocks. You see that, right? 8 blocks. That's unbelievable in a 6-minute quarter game. And then Ben Simmons in the fourth quarter, I believe, had 12 points. Those amazing posterizer dunks, there's just no reason they shouldn't have won this game.
And then if you're the 76ers and you come out of victorious with Tobias Harris shooting 2 for 13, 0 for 3 with 4 turnovers, that's a huge victory for the 76ers in my opinion. This is something you did not expect to see.
All right, that should do it for Game 3 tonight as the 76ers take down the Celtics in Boston 50-43. We'll be taking a quick 5 to 6 minute break, and we'll be back soon for Mavs versus Clippers in LA. See you soon.